If you're new to this channel, I'm putting these videos out now 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, so hit that subscribe button. As far as equipment, all you need is yourself and maybe something to sit on if you usually need something to sit on to do a seated forward fold. Anyway, let's get right into it. So starting off with those posterior pelvic tilts, right? Give me that pelvis tuck here, flatten the back, and then raise the hips up to the ceiling. We're gonna do these for 10, about 8 more from here. So pelvis tuck, raise it up, squeeze your butt. Three more. Last one, I'm gonna hold it at the top for 5 breaths, 5 inhales. One more. All right, coming down. I'm gonna come up into a tuck hold position, and then from there, I'm gonna bring my arms up and go into dead bug, 20 reps. About 5 more. All right, let's flip it over. Bird dog hold. We're gonna hold it up for 30 seconds on each side. So remember, we just wanna slide out, not just tip over. So slide out, flex ankle in the back, squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs, pushing down into the floor. Remember, it's not so much about height here, but just trying to stay as flat and as neutral as we can at the back. About 15 more seconds. Use this back foot too here. Keep this toe up and use it for a little extra stability. Don't let it relax here. Switching sides, 30 more seconds. Balance that weight between the hand and the leg, your 2 posts. About 10 seconds more. Keep pushing up through the arm. All right, cat-cows, 5. Tuck the pelvis, pull the shoulder blades apart. Come up into the arch, look towards the ceiling. Tucking the pelvis, pulling the chin in. Looking up, sticking the butt out, big arch. Let's do 2 more. Chin in, pelvis tucked, round the back. Pull your shoulder blades apart. Last one. All right, back to the floor. 10 more posterior tilts. Tuck and flatten, squeeze your butt, raise it up. Remember, from the top down, you want to think about one segment, one vertebrae at a time, evenly rolling. Back's flat, and kind of relax. Let it go, reset it again. Back to the top. We've got about 5 more. All right, flipping over. So this is an upper body chest stretch, maybe a little of the arm, maybe a little bit of the front of the shoulder. Lying on your stomach, put one arm out to the side. Use this arm to support you and to get you moving. Top leg here is going to rotate over the top, and then you transition your body weight over towards this arm. Advancing this stretch the most, you would take this arm behind the back, and then relax the head down and settle into it. We're going to hang here for about 30 seconds. If you are way out here and just trying to hold yourself up here, that's okay for now. Be in this position, keep that knee down there, and just let the stretch happen from here. About 15 more seconds on this side. If you have any tension in the neck, you need to support your head with the pillow here, grab one. Good, all right, here we go. Let's switch it over. Same setup, arm out at the side, post arm here, top leg over the top, and then settle over. This is my more restricted side. It's a little harder for me to get my shoulders over the top of each other, and then to bring that arm here. I might not look at it, but it feels it for sure. 20 more seconds. Rest in the head. Remember, if you need something underneath your head, grab that. One more big inhale. Alrighty, back to the top. So with that little arm stretch we got there, we're going to take that into the short lever bridge. What that will be is like a tabletop. Turn your hands out for some extra room in the wrist and shoulder, and then push through your shoulders, shoulders back, hips up. Here it is. This is going to be a 30-second hold. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs, push your shoulders back. Twenty more seconds. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, butt down. Turn it around, flip it over. We're going to go into a little bit of a downward dog. So start in that plank position, and then push your butt up in the air, tailbone up in the air. I'm going to push down my heels a little bit more to get a little bit more stretch through my posterior. And you could also put more weight into one side, bend the one knee, transition over to the other. Let's push back through both heels, push up through the shoulders now. 10 inhales with yourself here. Keep pushing up. Keep pushing up. Got about 5 more. Lock back on those knees. Locked elbows, pushing your hips high. Let's go one more big inhale, everything you got here. Slowly, let's settle back down to the bottom, knees down. Flip over. Now, this is where you're going to need a pillow or possibly something underneath you to get your butt up a little higher in the air if you can't sit up tall in this position at all. What we're going to do are seated pike ups. So hands are here for assistance. Legs need to be totally straight. We're going to point the toes, lock the knees, squeeze the quads. If you start to get a quad cramp or feel like it's coming on, you're probably going to get one. Take that leg out and shake it out for a second. And you can start anywhere you feel comfortable enough to get your legs up off the floor, even just an inch. So right now we're just going to work this for time, and you can play with your hand position, and ultimately whether or not you can leave both feet on the floor and do one at a time. This would be a scaled down version of what we're doing right now. Again, if you are with legs together, squeeze your legs together, lock your knees hard. You got about 10 more seconds on this. flip it over. We're gonna go into a cobra, right? So drop those hips, push the chest up, squeeze your butt, looking up towards the ceiling. Two more breaths. Keep pushing up. All right, rocking back through child's pose now. All right, let's just sit here. Let's give this 30 seconds. Lots of big inhales through the tension in your lats, your rib cage, your upper back, lower back. About halfway there, 15 more seconds. All right, let's give it one more big inhale. All right, flip it back over. Back to those seated pike ups. So this time, if you can, try to get a little bit more over the top of your legs with your upper body. And then from there, we'll do 15 seconds this time. We'll cut it down a little bit, right? So just pick those feet up. Again, thinking compression here at the midline. Good, now let's flip it back over again. Same scenario, we're gonna go through that cobra. Looking up, pushing up, squeeze your butt. Now this time we're gonna rotate all the way to my left side. 5 inhales. Looking straight ahead. Back to the center, reset, right? Make sure you feel everything's relatively even. Looking up. Now, all the way to my right side. And now back to the center, pushing up, rocking around a little bit. And now again, back to that child's pose, 30 seconds. Lots of breathing. About 10 more seconds. Big breath. Let's now bring it down onto the stomach. What we're going to do here is a cross Superman. And what that means, we're just going to bring up alternate sides. But when I do that, right, I'm going to kick my chest up a little bit, right? And not that I want to arch my lower back significantly. I want to keep my chest up off the floor, neutral here at the neck, arms down to start, feet down to start. And what I'm going to do is pick up alternating sides, stiff leg, pointing my toe, locked knee, same thing here, locked arm, stiff arm. This side though, when I'm coming up, I'm pushing down here on this opposite side. So right now I'm just gonna go through a set of 20. About 3 more. Now, hands come back in. Let's pick it up. And then 5 of the cat-cow. So, curl it up. Extend it out. One more time. Big curl up here. All right, flipping it back over. So let's get into the tuck hold first. Let's start here. Now from here, I'm gonna bring my legs up in the air, my back's nice and flat. I only wanna come down as low as I feel like I can maintain that flatness here at my back. In this position, we're gonna do flutter kicks. Now, if you call these scissor kicks, or they're actually scissor kicks and it's not, this instead, for now, we're going vertical. Straight, stiff legs, as if your knees didn't even exist. About 15 more seconds from here. Now, the skill is being able to keep that stiffness and get the legs bigger and longer. And when I say about stiff knees, it shouldn't look like spaghetti there at the leg. Real stiff. Disassociate those knees completely. I think that's our time. Back over. 5 more cat camels. I'm actually sweating today. Three more. One more time. All right, coming up. So, as I'm learning my names properly of yoga poses, and I'm sorry if I'm not quite in the frame working with this single camera right now, but what we're gonna do, split the feet, a little knee bend here, turn this foot out. And what you do is square up your hips, arms overhead, and a little lean back. I believe this is called Warrior One in yoga. What I want you to do is you settle in to your hips and heels here. Now this length could be a little bit different for everyone. You settle into here, and we can bring in some of our other positions that we know from our other flexibility rules, right? So you want to tuck the pelvis a little bit, keep the rib cage down, don't just completely arch back as far as you can, keep some activity through the core. We're going to be on this side for about 30 more seconds. And again, feel your legs in the floor, some activity through the core, and then wherever you feel the stretch happening, breathe into that area, 15 seconds. All right, switching sides. So now the other leg will be forward. This leg's gonna be turned out. Again, settle into the weight of your legs, line up those feet. Then again, square it up, arms overhead. And here we go. This will be about probably 45 seconds from here now that we kind of know where we're going, right? Lots of breathing, a little lean back. Reach for the ceiling. Now again, if your shoulder flexibility only allows you to be here, that's okay. If you have any pain in the shoulders, arms could be here, or if they just have to stay at your side, that's okay as well. About 15 more seconds. All right, back to the top, back down to the floor. We're gonna go back to another cross Superman. So again, that was lying on the stomach, feet together, arms out, wide shoulder width is good. So from here, pushing down on one side, lifting up the other. We're gonna go through a set of 20. About 5 more. All right. We're going to flip it back over. Earlier in this, we did the short lever bridge. Now we're going to do the long lever bridge. If you have difficulty holding yourself up at all, whether it's the arms or the core or the lower body, midsection, go back to the short lever bridge. For now, legs long, 30 seconds, push those shoulders back, chest up. Here we go, squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. About 15 more seconds. I know this turned into a little bit more of a workout today, but hey, that is mobility, using the range of motion. It's not just passive stretching. 5 seconds. You're welcome. And down we come. All right, let's get into a classic hip flexor stretch. Right, so let's go arms down. If you guys want to grab the foot, go ahead and go right into it. I'm gonna stay here for now. It's gonna be a longer one. We're gonna be here for a minute. So if you are up here on your hands, play with the width. Remember, elbows can go down to the floor. In general, when you get in this position, you know you want to get elbows down and do all this other stuff. This side is usually going to be the side you'll get up first. And work with that. Then take the other arm out wide if the elbow can't quite get down yet. Again, I'm going to stay up here on my hands and then just work movement here side to side. We got about 30 more seconds here before we switch. Again, tuck that pelvis. You gotta see where you're tight. Which sides are more tight than the other? Which, not even just, is my right side tighter than my left? Is it the outside part of that quad? Is it the adductor? What's specific to you? That's what this is all about. Switching, other side. Same thing. You want to go for that foot and go deep into it, let's go for it. Otherwise, I'm going to stay up here at the top for now, 1 minute. I definitely broke a sweat today. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody out there that's found us from Reddit and subscribed recently and given us the likes, thank you very much. We got about 30 more seconds on this side. Remember, keep moving with this one. Shift that body weight around. Play with the position of your knee here in the front, forward and back. All right, I'm gonna stay with this setup, this split. We're gonna do half front split. This foot's gonna go down. Now before, whatever you would have used before to sit down on to prop yourself up, you may want that here to put your hands on if you can't quite get your hands down to the floor at all. For me, usually I have to start dropping this knee back a little bit because I can get into a little bit more of a split if I wanted to. But for now, I want to keep this knee bent. I want to keep my chest up, lead with that, and I'll just collapse down to the floor. This is going to be longer. This is going to be 90 seconds. So I'm pulling back my toe actively, locking down hard here on my knee, squeezing the quad. And then as it does start to give and starts to relax, the only thing I do to try to increase it is, again, I don't try to collapse more here. I just walk my fingertips forward a little bit further and a little bit further. At this point, we got about a minute left on this side. I'm going to stop talking, and we're just going to breathe here together. I lied, one more thing. Sometimes I've noticed with my weight shift and my movements, or just how one side of my body is bigger than the other from my muscle imbalances, that I have to sometimes make sure I take this hip and rock it out a little bit and move around this leg to make sure I get a pretty even stretch on this side that I would also be feeling when I do transition to the other. So just make sure you're not sinking into the inside of this hip and shifting that weight over like that. Where are we at? 20 seconds. One more big inhale. Whew. All right. Switcherooski. Same idea. The foot's out in front. We get our hands down to the floor. It's going to be that 90 seconds, like I said. And let's get right into it. Let's be breathing. If you notice me moving my foot around back here, it's because I'm doing exactly what I'm talking about. It's just playing with, well, what happens if I do this? And obviously these aren't extreme measures. It's not like saying, well, what happens if I just throw my leg back as hard as I can and see what happens there? It's just little maneuvers to see how that affects my flexibility. We got about 45 more seconds on this side. Work that ankle around, knee locked. I think I pretty much remembered everything I wanted to get into in this video today. 20 more seconds. But we're still going to do a little more. We got a few more minutes here with me. All right, that's going to be good with that for now. Since we had some gear out already for propping the butt up, let's continue with that. Let's get into a little seated straddle. So again, you're going to take your legs out wide like this, and this is it. This is all we got. We got to put that thing underneath your butt, get you up in the air with your feet on the floor, and then from there, toes back, knees locked, chest tall. Let's walk it forward a little bit, support yourself with the hands. This will be another 90-second one, but let's just breathe, let's hang out. Probably about a minute out now. There comes a point, obviously, where your hands are so far that it may make sense to just put your elbows down. And that's going to be for you to better support your upper body and to feel maybe a little safer and more comfortable in the lower back. If you wanted to maintain your hands out here, it's because when your arms are coming out, you're feeling that stretch more through the side because you're pulling on those lats to get your arms out there extended. Neither one is wrong. You just have to go with what you feel comfortable with at this point, and at this point in the workout mobility session for today. Let's call it about 30 more seconds, whether you're on elbows or hands. Make sure those ankles and toes are pulled back, locking down your knees. Lots of breathing, all the breathing. We're going to kill that stretch there. We're going to go into that butterfly stretch position. And we're going to finish off our day here. Let's go 60 seconds. Everyone can do this a little differently, right? So depending on how far you can get your feet forward or back. Some of you, maybe it's here. Maybe it's way out there and a little bit further apart. Your butt's up on top of something. Anything where you can start with an upright torso, feet on floor, knees are going this way. So if it looks like this, that's okay. If it looks like this, here, all of them are good. Now you see with me, I can get to here and get pretty much upright on my pelvis and my back. But again, once I start to go forward, this is it for me. And I don't want to pull. I don't want to pull too much on my feet. I use them for a little bit of support, but again, not to increase the direction that I'm going in. Try to let gravity and if anything, my core strength bring me to where I want to go. The only other thing I don't mind adding assistance to is sometimes you take your elbows inside of your calves or inside of your thighs, right? And you work those knees down a little bit. And similar to the wall squat stretch when we, push against both sides, coming from both sides, it's something where you can push into your arms and then push down. Push into your arms and then push down. I talked through a lot of that, so let's give it 30 more seconds of me not talking and us just breathing. Let's do it. those legs. That's gonna be it for today, Flow Tribe. Please, if you love this, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and leave a comment. Until